Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
All righty. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome on a Monday. It is Monday here, the 28th of February, last day of February. How's everybody doing? You guys doing all right out there? I got to turn those ears down a little. There we go. Hope you're doing okay. We're doing great here in the studio today. And we'll let some people catch up with the live if we can. If you're out there, say hello. We'd love to hear from you today. Know if you're in the house. Hi, Kara. Hi, Marie. Thank you for being with us. Looks like some folks joining us here. See what's happening. Hollywood, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Oh, Mr. Dave Worthington. He's something else. He really is. He's something else. I don't know what to do with you, sir, with your comments. Kara says, hey, how you doing, Kara? Good to see you. Marie, thank you. Glenn, checking in on the YouTube channel. Hope you're all right. Change the angle of this a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little bit better. Hi, Lola. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Monday to you, too. It's our weekend update time. We're going to bring you some things we saw over the weekend and did over the weekend. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for dropping in again today. Look at that. Brian Mendorf in the house. Look at all you lovely people. Jamie Minnick checking in. Hi, Rachel. Thank you for being here. Good to have you all with us today. How is everybody on a Monday? You guys doing all right? We have a ton of stuff to talk about. We had so many of you write into the show and tell us about your musical weekend. We're going to try to get to that here at the end of the show if we can. And Dave Worthington, you know me better than that. I haven't come up with that yet. I just figured this show out for the day. So tomorrow's top 5 topic is in limbo at this point. It is. Hi, Carolyn. Thank you for dropping by. Hi, Corky. Standard Country Time Band in the house. Good to have you with us today. Carol, thank you for dropping in as well. Look at all these fun people. There's a lot of people on here that went out to see music. If you did not write it down on our page earlier today, when we posted for that, pop it in the comments. Let us know who you saw. We'll try to mention them here if we can. Before we go much further, though, today, I've got a little something I want to do here at the beginning of the show. And it is this. A year ago, just about a year to the date almost, I had an opportunity to meet some gentlemen working with a group for someone I've known for years, which is Jim Pee Wee Martin. He had his 100th birthday party. Jim is one of the last surviving Screaming Eagles from World War II. And today, unfortunately, just unfortunately, one of those Screaming Eagles was laid to rest. Dan Mcbride today, and I got a chance to watch his funeral services from Nevada today online. And thank you to the folks from Beyond the Call for posting that and having it live streamed. So many of us who knew Dan and had met him could watch his funeral services. Dan didn't quite make 100 years old, but I'm going to throw a picture of him up here if I can in the comments. And then before we get to our musical weekend, I just wanted to give Dan just a little tribute here. Dan Mcbride, part of the Screaming Eagle paratroopers of what I consider to be the greatest generation. At 18 years old, he enlisted into the Airborne Division and overcame his worst fear, and that was of heights. Getting hurled out of an airplane, basically, at about 1,000 feet in the air. He was a soldier of the 502nd and also the 101st Airborne Division. He fought in Normandy. He actually paratroopered into Normandy prior to the Normandy invasion. So he was on the ground when the invasion took place. Market Garden and the Battle of the Bulge. He was in 3 conflicts that summed up 74 days of his life that were probably the toughest days he ever spent in his lifetime. And as I said, today he was laid to rest. Many stories were told. He survived a headfirst landing, bitter cold starvation, ambushes, a tank blast that left his body riddled with shrapnel. And still to this day, if you ask him, and I had a chance to talk to him over a year ago, and there were some people there asking him, was it all worth it? And he says, I'd do it all again every single day. He earned 3 Purple Hearts. But one of his biggest accomplishments he liked to tell people about is he rid the world of evil, and he got to ride on a joyride in Hitler's own Mercedes-Benz after they ran the Germans out. And what an interesting thing. Dan will go down in history, obviously, as a hero, but also to all those who remembered him as a very humble man. And he loved to tell stories and sing songs. So, Godspeed, Dan Mcbride. And certainly a touching moment when I got to meet him. You don't get to meet true American heroes that often, and he is one of them. So often we idolize sports figures and people like that. And let me tell you, those are the kind of people we need to idolize for sure. And with that said, I just wanted to give him a little bit of a tribute there. And what an amazing funeral service they had today for him. And Dan Mcbride, gone but never forgotten. Absolutely. So let me move on with the show today, though. And we want to talk about our weekend in review. I'm seeing a bunch of you, so let me see who's checking in here. Oh, mercy. Yeah, I got some new glasses here, and they are really messing with me a little bit when I look at the prompter and things in front of me. Thank you, Corky, for being here. Carol, as we said, Steve from Timestamp. Great to see you this weekend. Good to see you. Ed Sawicki in the house. Doug Drew from DV8. We're going to talk about them. Rachel said DV8. What a great show. There you go. Jay Clark. Hello. Saw you played a gig or heard you played a gig over the weekend. Good for you. Glad you guys are getting out and doing it. Dirk Turner. How are you? Dave Worthington. Talking about Jim being a legacy. Yeah, Jim Martin. I'm actually going to be emceeing again, and part of his 101st birthday from the 101st Airborne Division. And it's called Jump Fest. It's going to go on in April, and I'm looking so forward to that to celebrate the life of Jim Martin again and his birthday at 101 years old. One of the now remaining Screaming Eagles who paratroopered in prior to D-Day. And that's going to be a big honor for me to take part in again this year. And there's Stacy dropping in who she saw at Good Time Charlie's. Is that Lissa Coulter, I believe is the way she says that. And Kara, thank you for that. You don't have to say sorry to me, but so sorry for his family's loss. I mean, I only had a chance to meet the gentleman once, and he left a lasting impact on my life. Just sitting in the presence of people like that is just amazing to me, and having that opportunity. And, his service was a celebration day. A lot of fun stories people told about him, and he was a character. One of the pretty little young ladies from Beyond the Call who jumped for her first time out of an airplane in the reenactment at Jim Martin's thing. Dan made a comment to her when he was pinning her wings on. And here's this 90-something-year-old gentleman who said he was going to take a little more time to pin her wings on than anybody else because he enjoyed looking at her and obviously pinning them where he was pinning them. So, that was kind of a funny story as well. Hi, Skip. Thanks for dropping in. Hello, Douglas. How are you? Thank you. Oh, yes. Julie. How you doing today? And Jamie Minnick. Thank you for that. Thanks for giving those that tribute to Dan there real quick, guys. And American patriot and hero for sure. I'm trying to get to all your comments, but I got to get moving for the show here today. So we'll try to get them popped up on there and certainly do that, and we'll show that picture of Dan again at the end of the show today. And hi, Sharman. How are you? Yes, we are thankful for people like them. They make it possible for us to do these things right here. Absolutely. Hi, Danielle. Long time no see. Hopefully you're doing all right. Hollywood saw Jim Burns on Friday. There you go. Hey, Matt Matheny. Thanks for being here. Jamie got to see Jack Russell's Great White and DV8 at the Blue Note. She said it rocked. We missed you Saturday for Kathy's birthday party at the Bell, but I get it. You gotta be careful with that knee and things. All right, Dave. Those dates are out. Look at Jim's granddaughter's pages on Facebook. I think you're friends with them there, and if not, I'll get that to you on the dates of that. It's in April, I believe, for a Jump Fest again. Yeah, I'll look at that later on and send you a message. All right. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for your father's service as well. Absolutely. All right, guys. You're killing me with the comments, and I love it today. I love it when you guys comment and say things, and I've just got to keep rolling here. Hollywood's all out of here. And again, if you want to go to our page, guys, we've got a post up. If you want to give somebody a shout out or a band or a venue, we'd love for you to do that. And for sure. And yes, John says, what a great weekend of music it was. And Steve saying he met Jim 2015 during his trip to Normandy. There you go. He was on your Delta flight. How about that? And yeah, Jim Martin's an absolute patriot and fine gentleman. I mean, I can't say enough about him. I've known him for, gosh, I don't even want to say how many years. Lots of years. Yes. Flash and Top Secret. There they are. Rock WO writes. I heard you guys had a great show. Fantastic. And good stuff. Yeah. Kara wants to do best moments from 1883 on Tuesday. Well, that's not really musical, but yeah, I could agree with you on that. We could do a whole show on that. I'm still shaking my head over last night's 1883 show. We won't even get into that. Blew me away. There's Glenn's lineup. I'm not going to read it. Y'all can read. And it's a book anyway, so we'll let that go on. And band with a great set list. I see your little connotation there. And we will post Jump Fest, guys. You'll want to go to that and meet some of these great American heroes for sure. And I'll get that out on our page too, because I'll be helping host that event. And there we go. Let's get into our weekend though. Thank you for the 2.4 thousand views we had on Thursday's show. I appreciate that all very much, guys. I love your support and what we're doing here with trying to support local music and live local music. And I'll get to all your comments later. They're rolling past me faster than I can keep up with them today. But we would love to comment on all of them and talk to you, but I've got to keep moving on. So Thursday night after the show, Bell and the Bear or Thursday Jam. It's I don't need to dwell on that one because we're going to talk about something else at the Bell, but it's a perfect night of music. It's magical. Some great players there that just rock the place. I won't dwell, as I said, too long on it. I do want to mention though, and shout out a few people, TJ threw a ringer. TJ usually does rock, and TJ Wethington was on the stage and he did Luke Bryan's Country Girl. And I, was like, man, are we doing tractor rap here now? But it really worked. People loved it. Kareem did Hootie. Imagine that, Kareem. And Chris Reese and Prince and Superstition. And God, Chelsea Calloway blew me away with Rainbow in the Dark. Just amazing stuff. And then we had a band called Blue Otis stop in and play. So good fun stuff at the Bell and the Bear on Thursday. So I want to talk about Friday for a minute, though. We stayed close to home Friday and did a little mashup routine with our friend Jamie Combs, who was up in the Springboro way, and he played at Mr. Burroughs Tavern on Friday night with two fellas we love to see, Chris and David from Last Call, and they mashed that together. Thank you, Dave Worthington, for popping that in the comments. It's on my calendar, but I don't know, So I'll throw that up there for those who want to see it. And I see the rest of your comments, guys, about bands and things. Please keep them coming. We appreciate it. Jennifer, timestamp and montage at Froggy's all weekend. There you go. and Steve thanking Jennifer. So there we are. Good deal. I think I'm caught up for a bit. So Friday night, that gig with Jamie Combs and David and Chris from Last Call, which is now Last Call Duo, used to be Last Call Trio, but they're now playing as a duo. It was crazy. It was good. It's an amazing blend because they do things from the harmonies of like America back in the 70s, those groups, to second set went crazy. They broke into some Black Sabbath. They were doing War Pigs and everything from America to Ozzy, man. It's just in between and craziness. And they're all three so talented, and they blow me away whenever I go see them, just from the talent and the fact that they don't ever play together. And then this gets thrown together in like a little blender and comes out being a nice smoothie. It does. Some good rockin' stuff, and just talented as hell. I mean, if you've ever seen Jamie Combs, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen Last Call, it's a must as well. And get a chance, check those guys out. And together, add a little Jaeger, and it gets a little fun. It does. We had a blast with them. Ended up hanging out and listening to their music. And, you know, Mr. Burroughs always packed. I think everywhere was packed all weekend. It sounded like everybody I talked to that went anywhere, it was packed. In fact, Saturday night, we'll chat about that. And it was insane out there everywhere we went. And lots of comments rolling in. Carolyn's talking about Jamie. Yeah. And Jamie's amazing, whether he's playing the drums, whether he's playing guitar or whatever he's doing. And he's also hugely supportive of his fellow musicians. I mean, he gets out if he can and plays. And, you know, he shows up to this gig in Springboro and just blows the roof off as always. Anytime he plays there solo, you're guaranteed to hear, you know, all kinds of varieties of music. And Jamie's good at whatever he is. And, all right, I'm reading Michael Haar's comment here. Shout out Scotty Long. That's fine. DJ Songs. Thank you. We always shout him out. We shout him out all the time on here. So yeah, Scotty Long, DJ Songs. They're doing all kinds of stuff. You'll hear him and all his gigs in our Who's Playing Out Thursday. Every Thursday, we add his lineup on as well. So Dave Worthington throwing in a weather report. Yes, outdoor stuff. We are ready for outdoor stuff. We are. I'm ready. Hi, Gary. Thank you for being here today. Good to see you, my resident Gene. So, yeah, Friday night, I don't have a lot to, I mean, all I can say is if you haven't seen that combo yet, go see it. It was great stuff. And then I want to mention in detail Saturday night. Saturday is really what we want to talk about for our weekend, because I had a chance to go to the Bell and the Bear. First of all, went to Kerry, if you're still out there, his retirement party at Mad Tree. Mad Tree was a madhouse. We got a chance to see Kerry for a few minutes and come say hi to him and wish him well. But we then busted over to the Bell and the Bear. We got to the parking lot. If you've ever been there, it goes, you know, it's around all these buildings. Everything was packed. There wasn't a parking place. I had to drop Mrs. Hall around town off. And I ended up driving around until I found a parking place, which was in like Scooby-Doo 9 out in the tram section. I had to take a tram in. But we had an absolute ball there for Kathy Laverty's birthday and spending the evening with our friends from DV8. And, you know, they're remarkable folks. I've got some pictures here. I've got to look up their set list as we're talking, but the folks from DV8 were playing a packed room, and Stacy says, "You're at Mad Tree now? Well, good for you. That's a great place, and a really good place." And Carrie, thank you for inviting us to that. We appreciate the invite, and wouldn't have missed it, man. In all respect, being a former firefighter, and you being a former cop now, you're really lucky I didn't get you a gift card for Dunkin' Donuts, my friend. That's all I got to say. You know, had to throw that little fireman rib in on you, but yes, good stuff. Oh, Stacy was there on Saturday. Well, you know, you and about 10,000 other people and us. I'm sorry we didn't see you. I wish we would have seen you, but yeah, that's a great venue. It's fun. Good times. And Ty's shouting out Kathy. And Kathy Laverde is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and also a rockin' bass player. And so there was her birthday party. It was DV8. And let me just go through I'm going to backtrack on the DV8 lineup here. Doug Drew on the drums. This guy sits back there and just smokes it. He is amazing and never gets a whole lot of talk. He's kind of the silent but deadly drummer. And he just, every time I'm just amazed. And he always sees me taking a picture and throws me a good shot in the picture and a smile. And love Doug Drew like a brother, man. He is just fantastic and really a cool guy that's in DV8. So we're starting in the back of the room, and we're moving up then to Mike Tecalvi. And Mike Tecalvi is another one of those. Every musician in DV8's top notch, but Mike keeps it going. He's not a flamboyant guitarist by any way, shape, or form. Singing the harmonies, playing the rhythm a lot of times, and throwing some good lead licks in as well. And Mike, a genuinely good human being as well. And if you guys know any of these DV8 folks, give them a shout out, man, because just an amazing band. And then we bounce across the stage over to the music professor, Mr. Jim Questa, behind the keyboard. I did post a picture of him that kind of loops around on our page today that shows Jim doing his spinning keyboard maneuvers. But Jim kind of keeps it all going and musically directs that band many times. And let me throw some songs at you here, just as we're talking about the band members. They kicked it off with Lay Your Hands on Me, Bon Jovi tune, Find Your Way Back, Smoking in the Boys Room. Gosh, we had Live and Let Die, one of my favorites. They do Dream Police, Long Way from Home. Gosh, let me go down here, jump down the list a little bit. Close My Eyes Forever, that one. It's Only Love. And Rock and Roll Party in the Street, Into the Fire, Jealous Again, a Black Crowes song that I love. And then ends up the first set with Bring Me to Life, and just Dell and Melissa. And I'll get to them in a minute. Just, it's a chemistry like none other. But we were at Jim Questa, super nice guy, perfect to have in your band as a keyboard player, and can play anything and can program those sounds. If you haven't followed Jim's page, do, because he's doing some things now where he's actually making the sounds of all these bands for the keyboards and things. So it's hard to explain. I'm going to have him on again, but we'll get him on the show so he can explain some of that and do some of his talent again on the keyboard, because Jim's just as I call him, the music professor for a reason. And while let's see what we got here. Glenn just popped up. DV8 are the best, all great people. I will say that the DV8 camp, I should say, as I'd like to refer to them, not just the musicians, their families. We'll get to production people, all that in a minute. They're just an amazing bunch of people, and some of the nicest people in music you'll ever meet, most supportive people of other musicians. And they're what every band should model themselves after. And I saw some bands in the house taking notes. I mean, they were watching, and some of the bands that were there were in amazement with as tight as they are and as talented as they are. And it's something you can all strive to be, because if there's any band in town, I think in the tri-state that it wows you, it is DV8, and they're just those people. So we had moved from Jim. Now we're going to move up to Phil Gatto on guitar. And Phil Gatto, man, the man with the guns, as I like to refer to him, he can sing. He doesn't sing, but he can. But he doesn't sing in the band, but he can play the guitar leads, licks, everything amazingly. And Phil is always smiling. He's a good front man with that band. He's a good guy up front to have up there. And just if you haven't seen them, go check them out. And then you got Dave, as they like to refer to him, MF and Wade on the bass. And Dave Wade comes in singing Sister Christian and doing Rush and all kinds of stuff. So vocally, the band is super deep as well. And then, and Dave, another one of those guys that everybody wants to know, because Dave is just a great, great individual. And then you move up front to Del McFarland and Melissa Singer-Reed, and their chemistry, like I said, is a blend like none other. It is their vocal abilities, a powerhouse vocal couple. And individually, they would front any band, and absolutely any band would be happy to have them. If you move them together, it's just a force of nature. And they do some incredible work. And let me see here what I got. Second set. Let me throw some second set songs in. Still of the Night, which they killed. Spirit of the Radio, Rush. You had Dave Wade in on that. Eruption, you had Phil Gatto playing the lead on that one. Oh my gosh. Interstate Love Song in there. Rock of Ages, Love in an Elevator, Stone in Love, Back on My Feet, just Jump by Van Halen. So many of them. And such good stuff. Sister Christian in there, The Pretender, Unglued, and Last Chance. Great set list, Glenn. No, I only say that in jest because they are beyond a great set list. Really good stuff. Thank you for that, Jennifer, saying very true. And let's see. Timestamp had a blast at Froggy's, he said. It's been too long. Good to have you there and see you on Saturday, Tom. Tom was one of the folks that was there watching DV8, and it's great to see other musicians out supporting other bands. That's cool stuff. But just want to mention, before I go, though, I want to talk about DV8's production crew. Again, I'm going to say this. It may make some bands mad, some sound companies mad, whatever. I will tell you that the DV8 production crew for a local band is a number one. The mix is perfect. Todd Buck is a sound genius. The guy has something in his ears that none of us have, because every time you hear them, I don't care if it's in a venue the size of the Bell and the Bear or a venue that they're playing outside with 100,000 people, Todd Buck has the mix sounding like CD quality in your ears, like you're wearing a set of headphones listening to this band. And just really killer stuff. And of course, Lee Reed, Brian Middendorf, I posted a picture of them today with their signature Miller Lite bottles. Those guys are a hoot. And Brian on the lights and Lee running the stage and the monitors and you name it. It's a production like none other. And, they do that if they're at the Bell and the Bear with 200 people, or, if they're out, like I said, doing a big festival or event, these guys can put it on. And they have some quality stuff too. Their equipment is high end, very good quality. And that makes a big difference. I mean, the quality of the mics, the quality of the sound and all that. And everybody had an incredibly good evening with us there on Saturday. Happy birthday to Kathy Laverde. So if you guys are out there, throw her a big happy birthday. And Tom says, yes, DV8 Total Pros. And that's coming from a band who's a pro band as well. Timestamp, if you've never heard them guys, Timestamp is a rocking good time. I look forward to every chance I get to see them. I couldn't get to them on Friday because of other commitments earlier down at Froggy's, but I would love to see them again. Hopefully they'll be on the patio at Heather's, I know, and they're coming up to play in April, I believe, at the Barrel in Springboro. So check out Timestamp's dates as well. And always, guys, any band we talk about on the show, please follow them. Give them a big follow. We talked about them today. Jamie Combs, Last Call Duo, and then also our friends from DV8. If you haven't followed their page, follow their page and see where they're going. I'm going to see if I can get a few of the comments up today that we had from some of you here, because so many of you wrote in, and I want to make sure that we don't miss some of that, because you guys take the time to shout out some of your local musicians and some of your friends and some of the venues. So, gosh, got a bunch of comments. So let's take a look at them here real quick. Who wrote in? Steve Stein said he saw Short of Stable at Heroes on Friday. And then a host of local musicians playing open mic night. And that was, Steve was saying, Vaughn Sutherland, Benny Bodine, Heath Bowling, Ken Warwicks, and Mike Pettigrew all playing with Short of Stables, Tiffany and Mike for their open mic at Good Time Charlie's. Brenda saw Fishhead, Aces High, the Music Iron Maiden, Wendy Gullett saw them. And if there's somebody you saw out there, guys, drop it in the comments too. If you haven't posted on our page, throw it in and where you saw them. Excalibur at the Naughty Pine. Aces High at JD Legends again. Good stuff. Let's see. Acoustic Trickster Friday night. There we go. That John got to see. Scotty Long saw Timestamp at Froggy's. Montage at Froggy's. Thank you for that, Scotty Long. And gosh, there's tons of them here. Wild Rice at Jim and Jack's, Rick Montgomery, and Joellen Whetstone. And she's a huge supporter of local music as well. Saw Jordan Allen Jackson on Friday, she said. Aaron Hedrick, on Saturday at Shady O'Grady's, and Nate Jenkins open mic Sunday. She was a busy bee too, getting out there. Jennifer Questa, Jim's wife, shocked everyone when she arrived at the Bell and the Bear on Saturday. She did. Roger McNutt saw Scott Hutchins and Until Rust over the weekend. Thank you for that, Roger. Ed Sawicki saw Positive Libations. Thank you. Gosh, there's so many. I can't get to all these guys for time, but we certainly want to thank you for writing in. If you haven't posted anything, let us know. And Hollywood saying Saturday, August 27th, outdoor show at Pullman. That'll be one we want to be at. If I'm in town for that, I will get to that one for sure. And if you guys haven't checked out Pullman Lanes, guys, Pullman Lanes down in Hamilton, Scott's Bar and Grill and all that. There's a great outdoor stage going to be ready for that soon, and a wonderful indoor stage. And Cricket saw H&R Rock at Lake. What is that? Lake Wanaka? That sounds like something that'd be in Dirty Dancing. Lake Wanaka. I don't know. So many of you out there throwing things in. Yeah. There you go. Gary's giving you a shout out. H&R Rock, another good band. Man, there's so many bands in the area. It's so hard to get everywhere. Wish you guys had timed these schedules better so we can all see you. But really a great weekend of live local music. Thanks to those of you who wrote in. If you're watching the show after we're live, please put a comment. Let us know who you saw over the weekend. And again, big shout out for us going to Mr. Burroughs Tavern on Friday night and the Bell and the Bear on Saturday, where we made our weekend landings. And didn't bounce around like we normally do to 3 or 4 places. Once we got in, it was so packed everywhere. We're just going to stay. You know, you get a seat, you're going to stay. And then move on the next night. So we'll look forward to a great week of music this week. I do want to tell you Tuesday, if you want to stop in to Mr. Burroughs Tavern in Springboro, I'll be hosting Q&A trivia. It's so much fun. We have a blast with the people there. So stop in on a Tuesday night. Bring 2 or 3 people with you if you want and play some trivia, or just come solo and join a team. There's always people looking for people to play with them. And yeah, that's going to happen this week. And Michael throwing in shameless plugs for Courtney Joe here. And thank you, Michael. And we love Courtney Joe too. What a powerhouse voice she has. And there's her Courtney Joe music, if you guys want to follow her page as well. We'll let that shameless plug ride for just a minute. Anybody have anything else today? You got anything, folks? We're going to bail out of here. If not, been nice talking to you. Top 5 Tuesday tomorrow. If you have a topic you're interested in, send it to me on Facebook. Maybe we'll pick it for tomorrow, because I don't have a topic yet. I don't. And yeah, we've got a great band coming up on Wednesday with the band. That's going to go on live at 2:00, and you can watch it after the fact. So watch for that. Watch for our advertisements of what we like to refer to as Wednesday with the band coming your way. Look forward to that one. And that's going to have a little sneak peek of a couple of the members of the band here that are going to be in that. We have Ryan that's going to be in it, Bouldery, I believe, and our friend Danny Laverde, who's in this new project as well. So we're looking forward to that. That's coming your way. And hopefully it's called Shades of You. I'll just let it out of the bag. Shades of You will be with us on Wednesday at 2:00 live. So there you go. Jennifer wants to do one-hit wonder bands. Now we could do that. That'd be good. And yes, for sure. Thank you so much, guys. Hollywood, thank you so much. Love you, man. And can't wait to hang out with you some more. my Wednesday sucks this week for business, or I'd be down there watching Standard Country Time Band, but I'll get back down there again. We'll do it on a Wednesday and hang out for sure. So thanks, guys. We appreciate y'all. We're going to get out of here now. Let me chop up some music here if we can pop up some on the old screen. What do we got? Anything? I don't know. Let me, you know what? I had a friend message me over the weekend, and he got in a little trouble over the weekend. Kind of got a little too much adult beverage in him, I think. Got in a little trouble at a place he was at. So I'll just play this song for my friend. I won't mention who he is because y'all know him. But we'll play this one. It's a Jordan Wood song. It's called Busted. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Said, well, they caught me up in Maysville and said, boy, you're going to jail. Mama ain't around, you go on your bill. 18 young man, I was stupid dumb. Always accused of having just too much fun. Till 2 in the morning off some back county road. He said I was swerving and driving just way too slow. A white powdered bag will get you too damn near. I fell out of that Pontiac, said, officer, please hold my beer. And now I'm busted in Ohio. Mama ain't around to say your soul. Now I'm busted in Ohio. There ain't no saving this poor gypsy soul.